Hello everyone, and thank you so much for joining us today. I would advise you to wear your headphones for a better experience. And again, special thank you for joining us during the lunch hours. I'm sure we'll try to make it interesting and a bit easy for you. And okay, let's get started. So today we're going to learn about how to build connected agents, connected experience with MuleSoft and Agentforce. But before getting started, a forward-looking statements, and I would like to call out that Salesforce is a publicly traded company, so make your purchasing decisions based on the products that are available today. And with that, we are speakers for today's session. I'm Akshita Savan, developer advocate at Salesforce, and I would love to connect with you guys over LinkedIn. And I'm joined by Mofi. Mofi, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, hello everyone. My name is Mofi Lualana, and I'm a senior product manager here at Salesforce.
Amazing. So with that, let's get started. I'm sure you must have seen this slide a lot everywhere at TDX, and it's day 2, and I'm sure you must have seen that more. And I would like to reiterate and confirm the same thing that yes, Agentforce is here to drive customer success by building powerful autonomous agents. As I said, agents are autonomous because they do not require conversational prompts. They can plan, reason, anticipate, execute, take actions. That's not all. They can also automate your workflows, your processes. But for all of these magic to happen, they need access to your third-party systems. Like for example, for agents to realize its full potential, they need access to a third-party system, your underlying apps. So for example, it could be like a customer service agent might need access to your inventory system to check out the live inventory, what's happening out there. Your sales agent might need access to your contact information to synchronize the real-time contact data. Your marketing agent might need access to your ad campaigns, your marketing campaigns, and other information. And your commerce agent might need access to supply chain management to get at the live details. And it's not just limited to all these 4 systems, but it actually expands to all the underlying end systems that are across your enterprise. And thanks to API, by bringing in API and agents together, this is going to be possible in a more secure and manageable way. But definitely, there are going to be some challenges. For example, agents do not know more about the API. They do not know how to leverage the power of API. They do not even have access to API. And for agents to access APIs to get it in their own systems, they need controlled access. They need access in a secure manner. We need to actually govern what data we're getting in, getting out of the agents via API. Further, agents usually have difficulty accessing the API because you don't know where they're residing. They could be residing in silos, they could be residing in the data could be in a third-party system, and you have to get it out to your agents. And further, you have to also manage how are you going to plan out your agent's growth when you're bringing in API, how are you going to control versions, how are you going to manage different API, different operation. What if operation changes, an API operation changes, and you're bringing in a new operation, something like that. So you have to take into considerations all the factors. There are several challenges that are happening, but yes, there is a solution. And thanks to MuleSoft, MuleSoft helps us unlock the APIs for Agentforce. But before going ahead with the MuleSoft for Agentforce, let us get into the basics, like topics, because that is the main essence that we're going to deal here. So what exactly are topics? Topics helps agents to connect to have a communication with your APIs, to help APIs communicate with third-party systems as well. Topics here comprises of 2 things, mainly the actions and the instructions. What are actions? They're super simple. Action actually define how is the agent's job, what is an agent supposed to do, what is the role of an agent, what task agent is supposed to perform. Secondly, instructions. They tell agent how are you supposed to talk to a API operation, how are you supposed to talk to, a third-party system. So it basically gives you guidelines, guardrails, and it ensures that your agent does not hallucinate, does not give out-of-the-box response or some weird responses, spooky responses, I would say. That's what I call it. So that's what guardrails, top instructions are. So together, instructions and actions, they come together and they guide your agents on how to communicate effectively with third-party systems via APIs. That brings it further with topic center. So the value of topic-centered, it all begins in the design phase while you are designing your APIs. And you know what? The power of API, our API agents actually are going to be the top consumers of APIs in future. And us as a MuleSoft developers or us as an API developers as well, while we are designing in APIs in future, we have to take into consideration that these APIs are going ahead. They're going to be consumed by an agent. And we have to keep this perspective in mind while we are designing our API so that we include more information for our agents to consume. So the value of topic-centered, it begins in ACB while you're designing your API specification. So as you're designing your API specification, you can define topics, you can define instructions, agents, action scope, everything while you're designing a topic. And ACB makes it more easy, more seamless to pass all this information clean and neat maybe into your agents, Agentforce. And we'll see how it all works. But before going ahead, I would like to pass it over to Murphy, who will show you a quick demo of how can you establish everything with Topic Center. Over to you, Murphy.
Awesome. So as Akshata mentioned, the design phase for Topic Center starts in Anypoint Code Builder. What is Anypoint Code Builder? It's your unified IDE for developing, implementing, and deploying your APIs in your applications. To get started, I'm going to go ahead and create a new API. And you'll see there's a checkbox where I can enable this API for agent topics and actions. This allows me to add in all the metadata into my API specification that my agent would need to use the API. Alrighty, so I'm going to create an API that enables my agent to manage hotel reservations. I'm going to specify some of those details when I'm creating the project. Now that the API project is created, I'm going to add in the operations I want to enable for my agent. There are two in particular. I want an operation that enables my agent to create hotel reservations, and I also want an operation that enables my agent to retrieve hotel reservations based on a hotel reservation ID. For the sake of time, I'm going to go ahead and just copy those into my API specification so that we can get started. So first, you see that new API operation for creating the hotel reservations, and then secondly, I'll add the second one for retrieving hotel reservations. You'll notice as the API operations were copied, there was some extra metadata that we added to the specification. Specifically, we added annotations that help our developers control which operations are exposed as actions to agents. This gives our customers the granular level control they need to enable actions for their agents. Now that my operation is mostly complete, my API is mostly complete, and I have all my operations, I'm going to go ahead and add in my topic level metadata. As Akshata introduced, topics are the medium through which your agents can understand how to use your APIs. Within Anypoint Code Builder, we've enabled a low-code editor that allows our developers to specify key details around the API, like the description of the API, the scope of what the API should be able to do, as well as instructions specifying to the agent how it can use the operations within the API to drive real impact. I'm going to go ahead and add in those key details. And once I'm done, I'm going to click to apply. Once I click to apply, all of this metadata will be automatically reflected in the specification, which gives me a comprehensive specification that is ready for use by my agents. Alrighty, we'll fill out those last minute details, and I will click to apply. Once my API is complete, I need to go ahead and implement this API, which I can do again in Anypoint Code Builder. When I click to implement my API, I'm taken to a workspace that has all the information I need to specify what should happen when the operations within my API are invoked. So I've already built out the implementation for this API, and now I'm ready to deploy. I'm going to go ahead and deploy to Cloud Hub, which is our fully managed ecosystem where our customers can easily get their applications up and running, and hand it back to Akshata for the next stage.
Thank you. That was an interesting one, and I'm sure you're going to love it when you get your hands on the product. Getting on to the next phase, that is connect. So once we are done designing our API in Anypoint Code Builder, so the next stage will be connecting our API to the third-party end systems. And for that, we're going to go ahead and build an API instance in our API manager. We can also add in security policies, we can add in governance rule set, and we also have to ensure that our API is conformant and following all these rule sets. Once that is done, you are opening a gateway. So all your APIs that are on the Anypoint platform will be available across your Salesforce platform as well. And thanks to all of this, like how is it going to be possible? Because of API catalog. But wait, what exactly is API catalog? So Salesforce users, Salesforce admins, Salesforce developers, basically they do not have a consolidated space to manage all their APIs in one place. And that's the reason API catalog here is going to help you manage all your APIs in one place. It's built on Anypoint platform, but it is powered to you on Salesforce platform, so it's like best of the both worlds. So you can have all your APIs, not necessarily MuleSoft API, it could be a Salesforce API, it could be a Heroku API or MuleSoft API as well. So everything at one place, you can manage your versions, you can manage the different APIs that could be located across different end systems. And this gives you more control over the functionalities over all your APIs because they are now going to be in one place. And it's going to be more easy for you to go ahead, for Salesforce admins or MuleSoft admins, to go ahead and connect these APIs directly in flow via invocable actions, or you can go ahead and take this API actions in your agent actions as well. So API catalog basically gives you a grab and go experience to connect all your API operations with flow, with your Agentforce and everything. So previously, if you remember, in order to get in your API in your Salesforce ecosystem, we had to create name, credential, external service, and it was a bit tidy, long manual process. And now all of that has been taken care of with the API catalog. And now Murphy will show you how easy it is to import APIs into API catalog that were present in MuleSoft. Over to you, Murphy. Cool.
Awesome. So at the end of the last demo, I had my application up and running. I need to now expose this application so that it can be used within Salesforce. To do so, I'm going to start by creating an instance in API Manager. And by creating this instance, I'm able to unlock the connection between my Salesforce and my Anypoint APIs. I'll go ahead and click to add the API that I just created to API Manager. Here I'll select the gateway. In this case, it was a Mule gateway, and specify the API specification underneath this API that I just created. Once I specify the API specification and look for it within Exchange, you'll notice a couple of things. First, the API is conformant. And how is it conformant? It's because it has all the information that is required for my agent to be able to use the API specification. Awesome. So I found the API specification. I'm going to go ahead and fill out the remaining details. First, I'm going to add in the URL for my application in Cloud Hub so that my instance knows exactly where this application is running. And then I'm going to go ahead and create this instance. Once my instance has been created in API Manager and my Anypoint and Salesforce orgs have been connected, my API will show up in Salesforce API Catalog, which Akshata just introduced. As we discussed, Salesforce API Catalog is a unified view of all your APIs, whether they are MuleSoft APIs, Heroku APIs, Salesforce APIs, and more. The API instance that I just created is now available in Salesforce within API Catalog. Now that the API is available, I need to go ahead and activate the actions so that the operations are invocable from the Salesforce ecosystem. So I'm going to go ahead and click to activate the actions for that API. And once we do so, it's going to streamline the process of making that API available within Salesforce. First, it's going to ask me to create a connection, and I'm going to provide a description for the connection, as well as to connect it to that URL that I just provided within Anypoint. And once I create the connection, a couple of things are going to happen. You'll notice that the external credentials, the named credentials, and the permission sets that I need to be able to invoke this API from Salesforce are automatically generated. Yeah. Even more, I can now assign the permission set to consumers within the Salesforce platform, like my agents. Okay, now that the connection has been created, I'm going to move on to the next step, the activation of those actions. There's two actions that we're going to go ahead and create. We're going to go ahead and create your invocable actions so it can be used in flow. And we're also going to go ahead and create your agent actions so that we can augment agent functionality using the API operations that we've just imported. We'll give it a sec to activate those actions. And once the actions have been activated, I can confirm that the actions have been created from API Catalog. Awesome. So connection was successful, actions activated. Let's make sure that the actions have been created by checking in on that API once more. I navigate to the detailed page of that API, and I will see that both the invocable actions and the agent actions are activated and created. Awesome. Now that the agent actions have been created, I'm going to hand it back to Kshata to show how you can make use of those agent actions.
Cool, thank you. That was a super cool demo, Murphy. So we're done designing our APIs, we're done designing, adding in our topics, connecting by adding an API instance, making sure the APIs are conformant. Now the next step would be consuming our topics, our agent as an agent action. And thanks to API catalog, it has never been easier because it actually gives you a grab and go experience to get all in your APIs and directly add in as topics in your agents. So you can further go ahead in your agent builder and consume these topics because we have already built these topics using security governance rule set. So that gives us kind of surety that we can go ahead and use it as it is and import it or maybe invoke it by our agents. So Murphy will show you a quick demo of how do you go ahead and consume these APIs in your agent builder. Over to you, Murphy.
Alrighty, so I just finished activating these actions. I want to make use of them. To do so, I'm going to open my agent builder. And in agent builder, I can click to add from my asset library. After activating those actions, the topic, meaning the action and instructions that I've just created, are automatically available for my agent. I'm going to click to add the hotel room reservation topic to my agent, and let's give it a spin. Let's say that I was going to a conference, another conference in 2 weeks, and I wanted to create a hotel reservation. I'm going to go ahead and ask Agentforce, I want to create a hotel reservation. Agentforce is going to look through the topics that has been assigned and figure out what actions it needs to take to reach the desired outcome. Agentforce realizes, hey, you didn't provide enough information, so I'm going to follow up with those details. I'm going to provide my check-in date, my checkout date, the room that I want, and any special requests that I have. When I send that updated request to Agentforce, it's going to reason once more. And again, try to figure out of the set of actions that I've been assigned, what can I use to reach the desired outcome? Agentforce is going to reason and think, and we will see shortly that the hotel reservation has been created. And it's been created through those actions that I've activated from my API specification. All right. Now I'm going to hand it back to Kshata to take us home with the last stage of Topic Center.
Amazing. Thank you, Murphy. So now we're in the final bit of the puzzle, and that is managing your APIs. You're managing your Agentforce, Topic Center, everything. So, and it has never been easier because of the out-of-box monitoring features. You can now track how your API are operating in your agentic environment, how is the performance, what is the feedback, and everything. Basically, the overall analysis. And yes, that's possible. Going on further, yes, I would like to give a quick summary like what we have seen before. We have seen the Topic Center and how it unlocks your potential MuleSoft APIs across Agentforce. We have seen through different stages, right from the design phase where we have designed our topics, our instructions using Anypoint Code Builder. We have also taken it ahead and we have created our API instance. We have added in security policies, governance rule set. We have ensured our API is conformant, following all the rule sets. We have further taken it ahead with API catalog. We have our APIs now in API catalog that is on Salesforce's platform. We have also seen how we can further take it ahead, consume our APIs in our agent builder and further take actions. We have also seen with the out-of-box monitoring feature, how we can analyze, monitor, and track our API usage, our API performance in an agentic environment. And next, Murphy will drive you and show you how it is not just limited to MuleSoft, but MuleSoft helps you power the entire 360 with the agentic environment. So over to you, Murphy.
Awesome. So we just walked through an awesome example of how you can enable additional actions for your agents so your agents can reach all the systems within your enterprise. But it doesn't stop there. MuleSoft powers all of your Agentforce agents, whether they're sales agents, service agents, commerce agents, or more. To make this clear, I'm going to walk through another example in how MuleSoft empowers service agents to take additional action. So suppose I was getting ready for TDX and I'd placed an order for this awesome sweater that I'm wearing, and I was looking for where my order was. I'm going to go ahead and ask my Agentforce agent instead of digging through my emails to find the tracking ID. Agentforce, what is the status of my order? Well, the Agentforce agent has access to a number of different topics. It has access to the order management topic, the FAQ topic, the pipeline management topic, and figures out of those topics, which one can I use to achieve the desired outcome. It finds the right topic and then can execute actions from that topic, namely the lookup order. Agentforce executes the lookup order topic and we find lookup order action, and we find that, oh no, my order has been delayed. And after hearing this, I figure out it's not going to get here in time for TDX. I'm going to go ahead and cancel the order. Well, Agentforce has to cancel the order. And why is that? It's because Agentforce agents, this service agent, doesn't have access to my logistics, it doesn't have access to my inventory, it doesn't have access to my ERP to propose another solution instead of canceling the order. So let's go through how that experience, the entire experience, is transformed with MuleSoft. Okay, so again, my order is delayed. I wanted to cancel it. Agentforce, what can we do? Well, Agentforce is going to check a couple of things. It can check with our inventory systems, are there stores nearby with the item in stock? It can check whether the customer would be willing to pick up that item. It can check if the customers would prefer to deliver to the store closest to them and place that order. And so instead of me canceling the order, Agentforce is going to propose a couple of different things. So Agentforce, again, I'd like to cancel my order. What can we do? Instead, it's going to ask me, would you like to pick this up at the Jersey location instead? I say, nope, I live in New York. Jersey's too far. What can we do? It's going to find a near store for me that's within the reach of where I would like to pick up the order. That's okay with me, so I'm going to go ahead and ask for the order to be delivered to the Brooklyn location, and the delayed order has been resolved. Let's go over all the different actions that made that possible. One, there was action to NetSuite that enabled my agent to check inventory and confirm whether or not the item actually existed in stores that were nearby to me. Secondly, there are actions that enabled me to place the order in the downstream systems. And lastly, there are actions that allowed me to look up where the local store is relative to my location. All of these actions, again, enabled by MuleSoft APIs, enabled this Agentforce service agent to take action and resolve the delayed order. Again, one more time, just to recap, MuleSoft empowers all your Agentforce agents, regardless of where they are, and we're incredibly excited about the capabilities that we're announcing to make this process easier. Thank you.
And yes, your feedback is really important for us, so please let us know how did you find this session, and so that we can continuously improve, and thank you so much. We are open for Q&A, so if you have any question, you can use this mic in the middle, and feel free to ask all your questions here. We are here for you. There are also some resources for you, so you can join the MuleSoft community. You can learn more about MuleSoft, Agentforce, and everything that's happening around. We would love to have you as a part of a MuleSoft community. And we are definitely going to bring you more initiatives where you can get your hands-on experience, learn Agentforce, learn MuleSoft, and get started on your Mule journey. So here are all the resources for you. And now we have Q&A. So if you have any questions, feel free to use the mic in Central, and we would be happy to take them up. Thank you so much.